Hi, this is Joseph Mattera. I'm so excited that my latest book, The Jesus Principles, came out October 1st, 2019. And this book has to do with leading a life that even death cannot stop. And so in this book, we're learning how Jesus released greatness in his followers. We're at point 4, part 4, point 4, whatever you want to call it. And in this point that we have, based on the content in this book, it shows that how Jesus released greatness was he was personal with them. So thus far, we've seen how he said, follow me and I'll make you to become. That was part 1. There was a process involved. Number 2, you will become a fisher of men, meaning there was an influence, an assignment that he was going to give you. Part 3 was he changed their identity. And now part 4, he was personal with them. We see that illustrated in John chapter 13, verse 23 to 25, when John, the beloved apostle, was leaning on the bosom of Jesus while they were having the Last Supper. And so there was a personal relationship. And God has called us to raise up sons and daughters, not just church members, not just people that are part of the same institution or organization or involved in some kind of religious performance. And so God has called you to release greatness in others, while others are called to release greatness in you. And as we work together in the Jesus community, it's going to be an amazing power that's going to give us synergy that will change the world. And so when it comes to making disciples, we have to be personable with people. We can't just do it in the context of a once-a-week Sunday gathering or even a once-a-week Bible study. We have to do life with them. One of the greatest joys I have in my life is the fact that I was able to be a surrogate father to men and women in our local church when we started in 1984. The greatest title I have is not doctor or bishop or pastor, but Poppy. And when men and women call me that, I realize the kind of place that I've had in their life that has not only brought emotional healing, but released them to their purpose and destiny. And so we have to be real with our people. We have to be non-religious and relational and authentic. And as we walk in that way with people, they will understand our humanity, not just the power of God inside of us. And that is so important for them to have a handle on what Jesus is doing in their life. They have to see our humanity. They have to eat. They have to drink. They have to walk with us. And they have to understand that we not only love them, but we like them and we are emotionally affectionate with them. Sometimes I would just give one of these young men a hug, and that hug would affirm them and change their life because they were abandoned by their father and they were never affirmed. And part of what they needed was not a pastor or preacher. They needed a father, as I said already. And so Jesus was personal with his disciples, and we have to be personable with those that we are discipling, and we need to be personable with one another if we're going to walk in the Jesus principles. You can purchase this book at josephmattera.org or go on Amazon, and I pray it becomes a blessing. Next week, we're going to deal with part 5 of the Jesus principles. I hope you join me.